My husband cheated on me with over 20 women. A short story by Emma Lascaux, narrated today by Howard MacDonald.
Chapter 2. A Symphony of Secrets. For the next few days, Caroline immersed herself in her art. She poured every shred of her agony, every speck of her anger onto the canvas. The more she painted, the more she felt a strange sense of liberation. It was as though with every stroke, she was releasing a part of the pain that had clung onto her so stubbornly. She also started investigating. Each discovery was a new wound, a fresh stab at her already bruised heart. David had been leading a double life for years, a symphony of secrets where he was the conductor. The list of his paramours was staggering. All of them were independent, successful women who, like her, were completely unaware of David's deceit. She also found out that David had been siphoning off money from their joint account, money that was being funneled to support his extravagant affairs. The financial betrayal, though not as soul-crushing as the emotional one, was a bitter pill to swallow. Caroline started to wonder about the man she had married. The charming, charismatic man who had swept her off her feet was turning out to be a mere facade. She had fallen in love with a mirage, a carefully crafted illusion of a man who didn't exist. As the days passed, the silence of her home became oppressive, each tick of the grandfather clock a painful reminder of her loneliness. The portraits on the wall seemed to mock her, their joyful expressions a cruel contrast to her anguish. In a fit of rage, she tore them all down, their glass frames shattering, much like her life. She decided to confront David. It was time he faced the consequences of his actions. But she wouldn't do it in the confines of their home. She would do it in a place where he couldn't escape, couldn't spin another web of lies. She knew exactly where she would confront him, at the annual medical conference, where he would be delivering the keynote address. The thought of his shocked expression brought a grim smile to her face. She would play her own symphony, and he would be forced to listen. The days leading up to the conference were a blur. Caroline prepared herself, steeling her nerves for the confrontation. She wasn't the naive woman she once was. She was stronger, more determined. She was ready to face David, ready to expose his secrets. The day of the conference arrived. Caroline sat in the audience, her heart pounding in her chest. She watched as David walked onto the stage, his charismatic smile winning over the crowd. The applause faded, and he started his speech. Caroline's hand clenched around the evidence she had gathered, the proof of David's double life. It was time to bring down the curtain on David's symphony of secrets.
My Husband Cheated on Me with Over 20 Women is made up of 6 chapters. The best way to make sure you don't miss any is to subscribe to the Romance Diaries. The next chapter is Chapter 3, The Art of Deception, a Gallery Unveiled.